Hey guys, welcome to the page of procrastination. I am your host Athena, and today we are talking about writer's block. I'm a writer myself. I write poems, songs, scripts, books, whatever you can think of, I write. So I'm here to talk about this writer's block, or artistic barriers, or creative roadblocks, etc., blah 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 blah. But this video will only take a few minutes of your time, so all you can do is just press on the little settings button and then press the lock screen. This will keep you focused and listen to every single word I say, because I promise everything I say is important. So let's just get into it. Let's head on in. What is writer's block? Writer's block is a common issue that is experienced by most or all writers, where they have a difficulty coming up with new or original ideas. Writer's block symptoms include fatigue, lack of inspiration, fear or judgment, just to name a few. And I get those as well. Don't worry, you're not alone. But it could also look like over-perfection, like again, me too, where the writer feels paralyzed by the need to create something perfect that many people, or some people at least, would grab off a shelf or choose on a website, ebook, whatever. But yeah, it's perfectionism. It's all it is. It's just perfectionism. But you just don't need to be scared of that. How long does writer's block last? Writer's block severities can vary from person to person, just like me and maybe my friend, or you as well, can vary. But the range is between a few days to several months. Luckily for me, it only lasts like a week or two, maybe not even just a week, maybe just 3 days. And this took me like 2 days to write, so we're good guys. But the range varies because of like the factors and the triggers. Like some factors or triggers can be solved within days, like oh, I need to pay my bills, give me 1 second, or something like that. I don't know. But whereas some can linger and affect a person's productivity for a sustained period, which is bad for the health, body, mind, everything. Has writer's block ever affected me? Actually, yes, it has. When I was writing my first book, Hearts on Ice, my productivity just went woo, like up a roller coaster and then go like down. Like that's how it worked. Because like I was picking up the pace, I was getting to it, but then suddenly I want to go, wait, I want to do this. Never mind, I want to do this. It's like I was changing directions left and right because I couldn't stay in one focused lane. Like I was like, if I was in a race, I would be running into other lanes. Like I couldn't go straight ahead because 1 second Hearts on Ice was about a hockey romance, and then suddenly it was a fantasy, and then suddenly it was a time travel. It was all over the place. I couldn't keep it in track. But yeah, that's why it didn't work. I was unfocused. I could not figure out anything. And then suddenly I just lost productivity because I just couldn't keep track of whatever I was writing. Like this was like, now it's like some hockey, fantasy, time travel, dinosaur, erotica sort of book, but now I couldn't keep up with what I was writing. I just gave up, like full on gave up. Do I still struggle with writer's block? Yes, I do. My belief is you can't avoid writer's block. You can never avoid writer's block. It will always catch up to you. But you can also just minimize it. It doesn't it won't affect you as much if you minimize it, but you cannot avoid it at all. Some people say, how to solve this, how to solve that, but you can't solve it just all in one go. It works over time. It builds up, you know? But what do I do to avoid and minimize writer's block? Well, I do have a few methods to minimize it and get it out of the way so I don't see it and it's just like out of sight, out of mind, you know? But methods I use to minimize and try to avoid it. So how do my methods work? They work pretty well. Like, I was able to finish this in just a few days, which was good for me. You have to set expectations for yourself. You can't like compare yourself to another writer because they have their own pace. Their pace, their race, their pace. I've heard from other study YouTubers as well. Their race, their pace. Your race, your pace. You have to keep it separate. So my first method to avoid writer's block is planning. When I write a book, specifically I write like for books, I plan the first 10 chapters, but it doesn't have to be like super into depth. It can be like 3 or 4 sentences that just describe the main plot that happens in the chapter. It doesn't even have to have quotes, deep descriptions, nothing like that. It's just like, she went to do this, then this happened, then that, stop, and then next chapter, this, nothing else. Just 4 small, like, main plots of the chapter, and then when you have actual time to write it, or actual motivation to write it, you write it. So then this way you won't go off track and swerving, you know? But method 2, audio visualization. Okay, so this one might sound just a tad bit cringe, but I use it as well. It works really well. So when I'm writing a song, I choose a vibe or like an artist that I want to like put into the song. Like if I want to do like this sort of like pop cute beat, I could choose like Sabrina or Ariana, and if I wanted to do this like slow beat, I would choose Billie Eilish. It was great. But and for books, if I chose like some sort of like spy mission book type, I would choose that Partners in Crime song. And if I was doing this like royalty academy sort of thing, I would choose like Bridgerton type of songs, like you know those violin covers where like people do those little violin covers and people say in the comments, this should be on Bridgerton, this should like that's stuff I play. But yeah, it sounds really cringe, but it works. I promise you, it works. I promise. But my last method is rewards. So I would like say, oh my god, I just finished 5 chapters. Now I'm going to reward myself, give myself some free time or some relaxation, and I would like post on my sort of story like, we just reached 10 chapters, we just reached 20 chapters. I'm going to be taking like 3 days break, and then I'll be back, and then we'll be back on writing. Yay! You know, it rewards. It gives you some time to regenerate your strength, because if you don't regenerate your strength, you're gonna die down. Like what I did, what happened to me on my first book. I just gave up completely. Like I wasn't doing anything at all. But yeah, that's all you need: rewards, planning, and audio visualization. But that was it for today. Thank you for watching. Save this video for reference and don't forget to subscribe. I try to post once or twice a week depending on the editing process. Bye for now. This is your host Athena, signing out.